I think we're live. We will see. Yeah. All right. Well, my microphone sounds fucked up right now, right? TikTok, motherfucker. Yeah. Alex will be coming on here soon. All right, let's try that. Seemed a little loud, maybe. Is this happening still, Cynics? What the conversation? Yeah. And Alex is actually me and Alex agree on most things. I was kind of surprised when I saw him on Twitter. I'm not sharing that. When I saw him on Twitter, he changed his name to Shithole Ancestors, and he didn't seem very happy about what Trump was saying, which I understand. I mean, the way Trump said it was just like you dumbass. Why? Well, I guess that's kind of even up for debate, right? Because now Trump is saying, "Well, no, I didn't say that," and people that were in the room were saying that he was harsh. His words were harsh, but he didn't say that. Um, some countries are shitholes. Deal with it, motherfuckers. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that. Linda Rockers says, unsubscribe. Sick of you morons pushing this narrative. I don't know if she's still in there, but what narrative are you talking about? Because trust me, if you sit here and listen to this conversation me and Leon's going to have, I think you'll get a lot more out of the conversation than just some places a shithole. There's a lot more to this than just that. Bruno, what's going on, buddy? Oh yeah, DJ Uke, you have to refresh. Yeah, if you come in early, I had to do that myself. I got a dislike and one like. I love that people will come in and just dislike. I got haters. That's like kind of a sign, though, right? You got somebody that just hates you but doesn't tell you why they hate you. It's like you made it. 2 likes, 10 watchers. I kind of just wasted time. I don't want to kind of go into a conversation. Alex will be here soon. Like I say, good kid. I think his background might be Puerto Rican, or I don't think he's Haitian. Smart guy. Doesn't like Trump, obviously. For what reasons? I don't know. Because he's a liberal, maybe, and he doesn't like people like Trump just in general. I think he's like 20, 21. He might be in college. I guess I could have shared that. Where we go? What's going on in the chat room, people? Cynics is a good show. That's right, Bruno. You see my last video? I put you in the beginning with oh yeah, let's not do that because hopefully he'll have his people come over. Like I say, he's a good guy. Let's not hate him. Like I said, I always say, I let you say what you want in the chat room, but let's not kill him right away. Tonka Saw stole my whole Kumite blood sport. I mean, that's what he calls it. I didn't actually come up with a name for it. Idea, but I don't think this is going to go that way. We'll be civil. It's kind of fun. Is it just really a slow news story time? Is that why this whole Trump thing blew up? I mean, first of all, anybody that heard it, I mean, like I said he didn't say it, but anybody that heard that so-called quote, I think said, "Yeah, that sounds like Trump. Yeah, that sounds like something he would say." My last video, I showed where there's Haitians where they're making dirt cookies, and this is just like it says. It's dirt with a little bit of salt and sugar, and it's mainly to suppress the hunger pains. That's fucking depressing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but waking up with some food, it's kind of a great way to start the morning. Being able to drive by a Burger King or McDonald's, a grocery store, a gas station. We got more food in a gas station than Haitians have in some cities. That's probably not true, but yeah, you know what I mean. But I'm starting the conversation without them. And the sheets reply, what's going on here? Hey, if he was willing to talk, he's better than 90% of libs. Yes. Yeah, like I said, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Shithole is 100% on. Did you see AI use vid on Haiti? Yeah. Uh, yeah. It's kind of weird because Devin hates Trump, but even he keeps on saying, positive things about him. And Devin was right. I mean, he's really good at his fucking videos. You can hate the guy all you want, but he's really good at his videos. Third world folks are just animals. Well, I don't know. I don't know how true that is, Bruno. Animals. I bet there's going to be some that are more primalistic because they're from the third world, and like I said, just getting food is kind of a struggle. So yeah, you probably become a little more barbaric, just out of necessities. Sargon equals cuck shark. Boy, that whole Sargon thing, man, it's just getting weirder. I think Murdoch, which I very rarely watch, I've probably seen like two of his videos, but the one he did on Sargon was pretty goddamn funny. It seems like Sargon's like starting a cult, liberalist. Liberalist? Is that what he's trying to call himself now? We're the liberalist. Okay, you are so autistic. It's just so Dungeons and Dragons. It really is. It's like he's down in his basement coming up with these characters and giving them superpowers. And I don't know how Dungeons and Dragons work. You get superpowers in Dungeons. There's like wizards and stuff, right? Yeah. Really? All right. Let me. I guess I should have sent this a while ago. I'm a dumbass. All right, guys. I'm getting him in here. Give me a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah. Do that. Do that. Telling you, I'm starting to get this shit down. I don't know shit about computers, but I'm slowly figuring this out. But getting the infrastructure in place so their food for people is where something fell and shitholes. Yeah, infrastructure is always important. Fuck, there's places in America that need that goddamn thing going on. Alex, well, he's in here, but we'll give him a minute to figure out what he's doing. See, why do is the guy? Jesus Christ, Bruno, really already? Isn't third world just a nice word for shithole? Yeah. You know, this just shithole sounds so terrible. It does. Especially if you're the president. God damn it, dude. Really? Those although I heard somebody say that okay, I don't want to lie, but I think he was like in the room or he knew somebody in the room. And he said that the president didn't say shithole, that he said shit house, which doesn't make it any better at all. Well, he Leon had to back out, having a little technical difficulties. Maybe we'll get this. Maybe we'll get this working. All right, let me send it again. I don't know what YouTube did with when it comes to sending the Hangout links. For some reason, half the time it doesn't work on Twitter. It never works in a lot of places in the chat room anymore, which is probably smart. I shouldn't be putting that fucking link in the chat room anyways. I mean, it's kind of stupid to do that. But when you're just a little YouTuber like I am, you can get away with shit like that. All right. There we go. We resent it. Maybe this will work for him. You know, what went wrong good because I don't know what goes wrong. He messaged me saying, "I know what went wrong. I know what went wrong too. You're scared. You're terrified. You heard my amazing monologue. Is that what I did? And now you're scared. Everybody's scared of me. Straight talk. Cynics is for free speech. I am, buddy. Bruno. If anything proves it, Bruno fucking proves that. You honestly going to be debating someone over the claim of a shithole country? Come on, man, say it. You know, and I'm not positive if that's really his argument. His argument might be that it's just stupid for Trump to say it, or you know, I'm not really positive what his argument is. But he's a smart kid, so I'm sure he's going to have something. He's not really my fifis. He's really not that kind of person. Well, I'm talking like I know the guy. I've been following him for a long time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is a fifi person. Murdering happened in
There we
background by
go.
sounds. Oh, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, it looks like all right, there we go. Jeez, that was fun. Yeah, my computer is just acting like complete shit, so that's all. I'm on my phone. Whatever.
Whatever works. I don't know crap about computers or phones. My 4-year-old
Yeah.
knows more about the phone than I do.
Yeah, I honestly I'm the same way. I don't even yeah. So I don't need this stupid headset. Instead I need a pair of headphones.
I
Like
think
for the phone.
Oh, okay.
I'll get them in just a sec. We can keep talking until then.
So go ahead and tell my horrible, mean, cruel followers who you are.
All right. I'm Alex. You could follow me on Alex. Alex Leon NC. My name's Alex. Last name's Leon. I live in North Carolina. There we go. Doxed. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I kind of want to talk to you about the whole Sargon thing and all the Jeff
Yeah,
Holiday thing, but that's another conversation.
Thanks. Yeah. Let me just
The
Yeah.
headphones
Where does headphone go in thing?
in the phone.
Bad thing.
Their other end.
Okay.
There's
Not
a place
flattering.
right here.
All right. Sorry about that.
And then just put those in. Fit those in.
Thanks. Okay, that was bizarre.
Is that your mom helping you?
Of course. Where else would I be when school isn't going on?
Yeah, you're a young kid, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to call you kid, but
I go to school. I'm going to college, like, a couple miles from the house. So
nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be able to stay at home.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to get the hell out though. But yeah, it is what it is.
All right, so I saw some of your tweets. I've been following you for pretty much since I started Twitter.
Yeah, and I've been following you for a while too.
Yeah, but I'm a stupid guy. I don't really say anything. You're actually a smart kid. What's your problem with Trump? Do you have a problem with what he said, or just Trump in general?
Kind of both. I mean, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, and some of the things he does, are fine with me. I'd say maybe 10 to 15% of what he does I actually agree with. But I just feel like this is not a dude who really should be president. Like, I would prefer someone who actually knows, kind of has a grasp of what they're doing, has an agenda, at least has a kind of a decorum. Where he doesn't, who speaks in a way that's more diplomatic, and I don't know, like somebody who actually seems to have their shit together, and I don't think he does at all.
So, like the last 20 presidents we had.
Yeah, I mean, listen, none of them have been. I mean, there's just a difference. I mean, there's just a huge difference.
Absolutely.
It's the same. One of the big things is I would not. I mean, I wouldn't support Oprah either for very similar reasons, and that's I don't want some billionaire who doesn't know what they're doing to be president.
Well, he's not a politician. That's very obvious, but he is a businessman. So
yeah,
that's why I kind okay. He's better than Clinton. Yes or no?
See, I wasn't too excited with anyone in 2016, to be honest. Yeah. I will admit that I would have preferred Clinton over Trump, but at the same time, I really don't think that anyone was great. I think I don't know. 2016 was pretty bad. Honestly, I would have been happier with Romney or McCain or somebody.
Wow,
I don't know.
That bad, huh, buddy? I just think Hillary is like the devil walking on earth. She's just so evil.
To me, she's more robotic. I mean, she's just. That's really what killed her. It's the same thing that killed Romney, honestly. And the same thing that killed McCain is of course, McCain didn't have a chance against Obama. That was like putting a puppy in a cage match with a bear. I mean, it just wasn't going to happen.
Having Sarah didn't fucking help that conversation.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just think I think that basically it came down to personality, and the fact that Trump at least has one, I think, is what swayed a lot of independent voters.
Okay, so you don't like how Trump talks. So did you have a problem with him calling allegedly? So I guess Trump is denying
the
this at
shithole
this
thing,
point.
right?
Yeah. Do you have the problem with him calling nations shitholes? Did you have the problem with him calling
this is what I see.
Certain nations shitholes?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's okay. We talk over each other all the time here.
Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, the way I see it, I don't have a huge problem with, like, if you're in private and you want to say that a country is a fucked up place, like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to live in Haiti. Nobody, obviously, that's why Haitians want to leave. I mean, hell, in my family, my dad didn't want to live in Mexico. But at the same time, it's really all the comments together. And yeah, I know that the accounts are not exactly all perfectly the same, but at the same time, I feel that it's not something. It's like really unbecoming of a president. Really unbecoming. Just the thing. Get him out of there. Get the Haitians out of here. So the thing with the Nigerians living in huts. I mean, yeah, it's not like we have tape of him saying it, but if it, I mean, it doesn't look good. All of it together. The shitholes. It's just like you know icing on the cake when it comes to just shit that a president should not say. Stuff that
Okay,
just really
so wouldn't you have more
it's
of a
just unbecoming of the office. Honestly, it paints a bad picture. And even if he's not racist, the thing with the Norwegians, I know it was on his mind because the prime minister of Norway was there, but it certainly makes his ass look racist. And I'm not saying that he is 100%, but I'm saying that's the way it looks for a lot of people.
but he also said Korea, right?
Yeah, and I know that. I think he said Asia in general, but I'm not saying that I think he's some foaming at the mouth Nazi. I just think that he's a little. He's got this kind of Archie Bunker kind of mouth, And I'm not saying that he's not some alt writer or anything. I mean, he's an old 70-year-old businessman from New York who has a mouth on him.
Archie
And
Bunker.
that's
That's actually a good comparison. I mean, he's
yeah,
not racist like Archie was, but the bluntness, which
yeah.
I
I
think a lot of
mean,
people like. People are tired
I
of
don't know.
boring ass politicians that are robotic and are screwing what they seem to
Yeah, but
see as screwing over the American people for
at the
foreigners.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you're talking like, you can't just say if you're the president of the United
Okay,
States and we've got all these ties with all these different countries, you can't say that, African countries are shitholes because you know how much trade we have with the African Union, hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't, there's things as president of the United States that you just can't say and you can't do because it's not in our interest. And
okay.
I think that
What?
it's just, you gotta, you know,
Yeah,
there's
you don't
gotta be
like the way he
filters.
says it, right? I understand people's argument with that. So isn't your problem more with the press people that leaked it than Trump saying it?
Well, I mean, honestly, it was in a room full of senators. It was going to get leaked, and I
Well,
mean
no, that's the
that's.
point. It's not supposed to be leaked. It was supposed to be a private meeting.
Mhm. I'm
I'm sure
actually
Obama
fine with
had.
people leaking stuff, though. Like, like, listen, I have my
Yeah,
problems
I
with
kind of am
Obama.
too.
When I did think about this for a while, I wasn't, but then I realized, it's probably better if certain things get leaked. Like, for instance, the Obama Hezbollah thing, where he stopped the investigations into Hezbollah's drug running in Latin America to get good with Iran for the Iran deal. Like that kind of stuff should be leaked. It should have been leaked years ago. So I'm actually I used to be against leaking, but now I think a little leaking honestly keeps people honest.
Yeah, I think with everything, there's a gray area. Some things should be, some things shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean obviously if it's national security or something, like
Now
yeah, I'm
I
not
know.
really gonna be for it.
Okay, what about the idea that Trump is? Because there's some Trump like real fans here, and
Mm-hmm.
he's playing some 4D chess right now. And he said this and let it get leaked out because he wanted to show that we're giving so much money to these countries and they're not really doing much for us.
But you see, that's a different issue for me. The issue for me would be, it's about immigration. It's not about foreign aid. When he talked about cutting foreign aid to Pakistan to the Palestinians, fine. That's not the same as saying, that some people, or at least implying that some people shouldn't be coming to this country due to their national origin, due to the states of their countries. I mean, if
Well,
you look
hold
at
on,
African immigrants, they actually do very well here.
hold on. Now,
Well, it
I could be
depends on the
wrong here,
country,
but
honestly.
I think what Trump was talking about when he's talking about the Haitians were a lot of them came over here during the earthquake, and we brought them in here just to be like a place for a vacation, not a place to stay forever. And now he's like,
Well, I
well,
mean,
isn't it about time for you to go back? And if you came here and knowing that this was just a temporary thing, and you had a kid, that your kid shouldn't be an American because you knew this was the temporary thing and you knew you had to go back.
It's a big gray area, honestly, and this is because our immigration system is a mess. If we actually had, a protocol for this kind of thing, instead of just kind of every president doing his own thing and Congress always, having a million different ideas but not implementing any, then this wouldn't really even be a problem. What we
So
need to do.
You hate the U.S. government system. Okay, I see.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't hate the U.S. government system. I hate the fact that nothing is ever done about immigration. People on both sides just bitch about it, but they don't actually come up with anything.
Yeah, we'll agree with there because the immigration. I know people that went through the immigration process, and it is a shithole.
Yeah, it's a shithole. Yeah, yeah. Same here. I mean, I know people who've been here for decades and they're permanent residents, and it's not a fun process. It's an expensive process. It's
Very
a long
expensive.
process.
Well, and that brings up Trump saying the what do they call it? Diversity lottery. First of all, calling it a diversity lottery is scary to me. But
yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of nonsense. Yeah.
Why are we going any, meeny, miny, mo in these countries that don't have the greatest people? And when I say that,
that's where
I don't mean. I mean, where they live, they can live just fine, but it's different here.
I think the people don't really matter. I mean, listen, 100 years ago, we were taking in people from Italy when Italy was a shithole. We were taking in people from Russia when Russia was a shithole. I mean, to me, it's more the
but they're white,
the people. Yeah, they're white. I don't know. People had problems with them. People had problems with the Italians. People had problems with the Irish coming in. They didn't like it when the Jews were coming in, the Catholics, whatever. Yep. I think that it's less the people and more the amount and how you bring them in. I would not really give a shit which countries people are coming from. I care more about their skills. I care more about their eligibility, their values. I mean, if I would take a Nigerian doctor over some Norwegian tanky any day, and vice versa.
Right. But how is this country going to get better if we just keep taking their best people?
Well, the thing is, part of it is that's what we've been doing forever, and we're a superpower because of it. Yep. I mean, we've been taking in people, not always the best people, from everywhere for about 150 years, honestly. Longer, if you count the Irish. And it's honestly the thing that makes us unique. I wouldn't recommend for a country like France or a country like, I don't know, Germany, to take in people forever. But in this country, it's almost like because we're based on ideas, it's what we do. We're the country where you can come and become part of this great, country if you have the right ideas, the right ethics, if you're willing to work hard. I mean, that's kind of our MO. It's been our MO for 200 years, 150, 200.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with you, but I can't.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not saying that we should take in everybody from everywhere all the time. The whole world, I definitely don't want to give anybody the impression that the whole world should come here all at once. I mean, I'm not for open borders or anything. I'm just for, just common sense immigration. Let in, and if you want to lower the amount of people that come in, there's a case to be made in that, like the HB1s and stuff. And there's a pretty good case that they do hurt American workers. People coming in from India and, taking jobs at a lower salary that an American who studied should probably have at a higher salary. But then you're getting into a fun thing, which is that the GOP, and I'm not going to try to be partisan here because the Democrats have a bunch of problems. But the GOP encouraged immigration and even illegal immigration to benefit large corporations for decades. I mean, why do you think Reagan amnestied everyone in the 80s? Why do you think Bush was so soft on immigration?
Yeah, that's been going on after World War II, there was a huge go after the illegals for the soldiers that were coming back because they needed jobs. So the immigration problems have been going on since the 50s, 60s, 40s.
Yeah, and I mean, it's at this point, really, we can take in immigrants. I mean, we have it's honestly good for our population because we are one of the few countries in the West where we actually do have healthy population figures, and if it wasn't for immigration, we wouldn't. I think, yeah, but I think there does need to be a conversation about who you let in, how you let them in, how many you let in, and I don't think Trump is shouldn't be a part of that conversation. Of course he should. He's the president. Of course the GOP and the Republicans who want to limit immigration should have a voice. I just think that there needs to be a more civil conversation than. And yeah, I'll say the media is definitely biased. They took the shithole comments and they ran with it like it was the fucking apocalypse. And I will admit that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a slow news day. I mean, is nothing else going on, or is it that they just hate Trump and hey, let's shit on
Yeah,
him?
they do hate Trump. I mean,
does he get
yeah.
reelected?
Does he get reelected? It depends on how badly the Democrats fuck up again.
But you're definitely voting for Trump. We have your vote, right?
I mean, anything can happen in a few years. I don't think. I listen. Like I said, it depends on how badly the Democrats fuck up. If the Democrats run like some, it depends on who they run. I mean, I can't even think about it. If it's Trump versus Oprah, I'm gonna write in someone.
Pink Panther, damn it.
Yeah, I don't.
Can Oprah beat Trump?
Damn joke at this point.
It is a joke, and it's very worrisome that it's gotten this far. I was kind of enjoying the Trump thing because it was new, and it was like, hey, this is crazy. But now we're getting into Oprah, and is Arnold going to try? When's that midget from Austin Powers going to get into the race? Come on, guys. I don't like politicians either, but we kind of need them. They are important in our society.
This is the way I see it. Politicians are like the bacteria that live in your gut. You know, they're disgusting. You wouldn't want to really interact with them. You don't want to think about them. But if you didn't have them, you'd be dead. So
yeah.
I mean, it's like lawyers too. I mean, there's certain professions where, everyone's been screwed over by or everyone knows someone who's been screwed over by these people. But at the same time, there's decent people in politics. There's people who actually want to change things. There's people who are burned out. There's people who are all across the spectrum. But that doesn't really matter as much as, electing people who actually will do things that you want done. And politicians are the only people who have the know-how, have the experience, have the decorum, have the, diplomatic skills to actually get things done. I mean, things are usually done in the Congress and the Senate because people know how to talk and they know how to work together. They went to law school. They've, gone to political science classes there. They have the college experience. They have the work experience, and that counts for a lot. And I don't think that we should be electing people with no experience because they're famous and they say things that we like.
Yeah. I have some very rabid commenters, and I do have one that wants to talk to you. I don't know if you wanted to engage.
Wait, I gotta see. I'm not even watching this right now. I gotta see the. 1 second.
Well, let me ask you, what do you think of like alt-right? Do you think the politicians are going to fuck it up to the point where the alt-right gets their own little country, and Antifa gets their own little country?
The ethno state ain't gonna happen, but I can tell you something.
Because these are the people that are going to want to talk to you, there, buddy.
Oh God,
I
1 second.
You not wanting to talk to them.
Yeah, 1 second. Let's see. Oh God, the European Doberman. Well, Dobermans are from Europe, aren't they? That is true. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat. Whites built this country. I mean, there's a lot of comments.
Yeah, give me a second.
Oh, I love this. Let's see. The president's protector. Calm down, cracker. What? Who's the crack? What? I don't even know. Lots of Udins can look white. This is true. Damn filthy Hawaiians. Okay. All right. We whites voted him in. Well, I guess whites vote everyone in because whites are the majority in the country. Whites voted Obama in. Kanye West for president. That's truly offensive. That is the most offensive thing I've seen here. Kanye West for president.
All right, sorry about that. My kids are insane. I come
That's
back
fine.
and hear Kanye West for president.
No, let's. I mean, come on now. What are we gonna do? Camacho next? We'll all be drinking Brondo.
Yeah, but people like me, that would help with content, man.
Sorry. Go ahead.
People like me, that'd be great for content. Imagine having an idiot like that in the White House.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm a male feminist and my mother is white. I'm not a male feminist. My mother is. Her ancestry is quite interesting, but sure, she's white.
Yeah, Leon's like one of us. He really is. He's just, he just hates Trump. That's all. Devin Tracy.
I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Trump. I just think that he should be in business. Like the same way I feel about Oprah, the same way I feel about freaking Kanye West. Stick to your day jobs. Don't enter politics unless you know what the fuck you're doing. Interesting with the three what is it? The echoes. Oh, I love the echoes. Yeah. Echo. So anyways, let's talk about the alt-right.
Okay.
Yeah, so the alt-right, I was just in a stream with I don't know if you know who Claire Voltaire is on Twitter.
No idea.
Yeah, everyone should go follow her. She's cool. Anyways, the thing that I think about the alt-right, to me it's just another bullshit identity politics movement, like the kind of like the fringes of BLM, like the Mexica movement, the JDL. It's all just to me it's just identity politics. It's I mean it takes some ideas from 40s European fascism, but
are you saying
at the end of the day
they're the woke people? They're the woke white people?
Yeah, exactly. And everyone who's woke, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, gay, straight, whatever the fuck, you're stupid. I'm sorry. If you think that these like racially woke people who are woke to how amazing their fucking races, their identity, and they cling on to it, this tribal bullshit. Who cares? I mean, yeah, I think that Europeans should remain a majority in European countries if they so choose. I think that right now, the EU is playing a dangerous game, allowing so many people in from the Middle East because they don't share European values a lot of the time. At the same time, I don't see why this has to be a racial issue. It should really just be hey, let's not, be insane with our immigration policy and let in everyone from the world. I mean, what does that have to do with race?
I talked to a lot of alt-right people. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And I think what they'd say is bringing in those foreigners to European countries that don't assimilate, that the problem is race. That's the whole problem. Because they are just different people. They don't have the same values. They don't appreciate.
That's not really race, though. That's culture. I mean, if you look at the genetics of these people,
I understand that.
They're
but
as white as the Italians a lot of the time.
But they're not. You understand that they don't see it like that.
Oh, the alt-right. Yeah. I know they don't see it like that. Yeah, but to me, it doesn't matter. I mean, if Islam didn't exist, I think that we'd see Persians. A lot of we'd see people in Syria, Lebanon, North Africa. We'd see them as white. We'd just see them like we see the Italians. Honestly.
Well, they are to me, Caucasoid, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, they're genetically, a lot of them are haplogroup J, haplogroup E. That's the same kind of haplogroups you find in Italy, that you find in Greece, that you find in southern Russia. I mean, so it's culture, and one great aspect of that is look at Israel versus Palestine. Look at the values of people who are usually of the same haplogroup. Sometimes they're even cousins. Like genetically, my grandfather took a genetic test because why the fuck not? And it turns out that he is distant cousins with Palestinians and Tunisians. But at the same time, do most Jews in Israel act like Palestinians or Tunisians when it comes to basic human rights laws, when it comes to women's rights, gay rights, minority rights, when it comes to scientific achievements? No, I mean, it's a world apart, and they're the same, pretty much very similar genetically. I mean, the difference is like between people in Western Germany and people in Eastern France. So yeah, I mean, basically what I would do, um, or what I would tell people in the alt right is what we need to do is worry about the culture of the people coming in. Who gives a shit if they're a shade darker than you? It's.
Do you think the alt right people like should be allowed to have their own little ethno state? Not that you think they will get it, but you think they should be allowed to have it?
The problem is there's no room on the planet for them to put it. Where are they going to put it? I guess if they can find some island. Well, America they're not going to get, because America, like I said, well, first of all the white people in America are mutts anyways. Everyone here is a mutt.
Can we negotiate South Dakota?
South Dakota. I'm not really for splitting up the U.S. into different countries in general. Right, I think as someone who lives in North Carolina, I can tell you the last time that was tried, it did not end well. Let's say there was some island in the middle of the Pacific that nobody lived there, just a big fucking island the size of like Manhattan or something, and a bunch of nobody claimed it, and a bunch of people wanted to go there and do their white ethno state. Fine, whatever. I don't give a shit.
What if they go down and take a chunk of Mexico?
See, that's the thing. You can't go split up different. You don't want to. This is the problem, which is you can't go split up other people's countries unless you want a war. Like, let's say that this is what all of European history, all of human history is about: people taking other people's shit, pretty much, and then people fighting back against it. So there's no place left in the world for somebody, aside from maybe that little piece of Croatia where the libertarians wanted to make their own little microstate, where there's room to make a state without fighting some kind of war. Some like neo-Nazis tried to take over Dominica, I think. They didn't actually get off the boat.
Really?
Because it was in like the 80s. They didn't actually leave port, I think, before they were arrested.
Well, see, that's the problem I got with Richard Spencer, because Richard Spencer keeps talking about this ethno state and everything, but he really has no plan. He's just kind of LARPing at this point. And I understand
Does he have Patreon or something? Does he have a lot of, followers? Is that what he's doing for?
I'm that guy, dude. I'm really with you. I understand what you're saying. But when I bring this point up with alt-right people, what they say is, well, no, he's the beginning. He's just the mouthpiece. He's just getting the word out, letting people know, hey, it's okay to be white. And not only is it okay, but you should really pay attention to it. And these people
that's retarded to me. Pay attention to your race. Your race means, someone's race to me means nothing. It's the least important thing about somebody. It's what you do in your life is important. If you can be Norwegian or whatever the alt-right thinks is the best, Swedish or something. Of course, I doubt they like modern Sweden. If you're just living in a trailer, or just doing whatever Peter Sweden does, and just like shilling on Patreon instead of getting a real job, I don't care. Your people could have made huge accomplishments. You could have been foremost in science for centuries, built the most infrastructure on the planet. But if you personally aren't doing shit, that's what really matters. It's not what your ancestors did. It's important that our ancestors did shit, but it's not you. It's a big difference.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious on what the idea of, how are they going to bring money in? Are they just going to be a big business area? And this is where Richard Spencer has really no answer. And if I was a follower of Richard Spencer, if I really liked him, I would be very disappointed that he doesn't even seem to care to actually go to the next step of finding a location for us.
Yeah, like I said, there's really no location. Unless you're willing to build an artificial island. You could, but it would
Well,
be
if I was
very, very expensive, many billions of dollars. And let me tell you, the white supremacists in this country don't have billions of dollars.
they have
And
they got to have some
and
money
also,
though.
why would you want it? Like what is a Pan-Asian state next? Are we going to have Filipinos living with Japanese and Chinese?
Well, they do that
Why?
in some
What, we're going to
cities,
have all these
right?
continental countries? It's really weird,
I'm
honestly.
surprised.
Like,
I'm surprised that they don't just take an area like how Utah is. Mormons, there's areas that if you're not a Mormon, you get the idea really quickly that you don't want to be around there. You know, the
yeah, I mean,
cops will
if you
fuck
look in
with you.
Utah, I don't think they have any elected representatives who aren't Mormon, which is
Really,
creepy.
none?
They may have a couple, but I mean,
See,
when you
all
look at their
right.
Congress, the Senate, I mean, it's a Mormon. It's their. I
See,
don't
all
know.
right.
They
Take
control the
notes, man.
land.
All right needs to take notes from the Mormons. They got it. They
Yeah,
understand. When this shit goes
of course.
down, they got their own state. And
Yeah,
Utah's pretty
exactly.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, but I know the area around the Great Salt Lake is pretty nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Lake
the
Tahoe
thing
too.
though, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I understand nationalism honestly more than I understand the idea of an ethno state. Like nationalism actually makes some sense. The idea that and I'm not saying that everyone, I don't know, that every single country should be nationalist or whatever. All I'm saying is that, your national group really isn't that more of a person's identity than the shade of melanin or what continent they're from. I mean, it seems bizarre. Like I don't think any Vietnamese are saying, I'm Asian, I want an Asian state full of people from East Asia,
Well, they already
only.
have that.
Well,
Asia
they
doesn't
don't.
let
I mean,
people in that's not Asian. It's really hard to be
the
a
thing
citizen
is,
of
they
Japan.
don't think like that. They don't think like that. They
Yeah,
think in national terms. They don't like the Chinese any more than they,
that's true. Yep.
yeah, I mean, it's not a race thing for them. It's a national thing. It's
But
a it's not continental, and that makes more sense. Why would you care about someone who people should care about their national group, but I don't see the appeal of caring about your continent. Like it's your like why should somebody in Ireland honestly care as much about Russia as they do about Ireland? I don't the ethno state. And also the idea of an ethno state. You know how many different haplogroups there are? How many different genetic clusters there are in Europe? Somebody in Ireland is more closely related, honestly, to somebody in Spain or even maybe northern Morocco than somebody in Russia.
you stop
I
that
mean,
science stuff, man.
yeah,
They got
exactly.
white skin. You stop that.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
let
some
me.
people in Morocco have white skin. I've seen Palestinians. You know that crazy Palestinian girl who's been on the news for slapping the Israeli soldiers and stuff? She's white as freaking
Yeah,
she's whiter than everyone in my family,
yeah,
honestly.
she is. Okay, let me be a dick real quick because my comment section, I know how they are, and this is what they'll say that you're confused because you're different ethnicities. That you're just confused and you don't understand the importance of being, a solid Irish.
Yeah, well, the thing is, fine, you're solid Irish, whatever. Does that mean you want a state that's based on your continent and not care about Ireland? Like, I don't get it. But of course, we're in America where ethnicity isn't as important. And no, I don't live in Ireland. Maybe being Irish, I don't know. The thing with ethnicity is, like I said, it's not all that important to me. And yeah, I am mixed race, so maybe that's why it's not as important. But even the people I know who are not mixed race, um, they're not obsessed with their identity. They're not obsessed with their skin color, with their continental origin. It's honestly not that important. What's important in life is how you do, the success you make, providing for your family, having kids, getting a good job, and making sure that your society around you is a healthy one where you want to have kids and you want to leave your children in that society. And I know the alt right would say, "Oh, the only way to do that is to make it all, white or whatever." But that's a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, America has proven that's a bunch of bullshit because we took in people from all kinds of different ethnicities, from all around the world, and basically told them, at least until recently. Act like an American, and that, when people act like Americans, they can be from Italy, they can be from China, they can be from Mexico, and you're going to do well. I mean, if you look at the income brackets for different ethnicities, the Nigerians make more money on average, Nigerian Americans, than the average. People from Ghana, people from the Palestinian territories make more money on average, and that's because the people that come here, even to this day, these are people who come and they want to participate in the idea that is America. And ideas, to me, ideas are just so much more important
Well,
than your ethnic background.
You do have those people. You do have those very intelligent people that we get, but we also do. This is the argument. We also do have people coming in here that are not the top.
Yeah,
maybe it's one out of 5 that are actually the top, and we get 4 that aren't very good. And those 4 don't assimilate. They don't care that they're in America. They don't want to be Americans. They want to be from their country, and that's the problem that some people are having.
We don't push Americanism anymore. We used to tell people, like my ancestors, when they came from Belarus, when they came from, Romania, or when they came from Tunisia or whatever, they were told, there was an expectation. It wasn't even that they were told that you are in America to be American. You are going to assimilate into the culture. You're going to act American. You're going to, do everything as the people who are already here do it. And now there's this idea on the kind of the regressive left, if you will, that that's a racist idea or that's a bigoted idea somehow. And that's a bunch of bullshit. And that's where you get a lot of the problems.
Dude, I love the idea that you just said we don't push being American. That I never really thought about that, but that is true. It's totally different from when I was a kid because everything was very. And I'm old. You're a young kid. You little youngins don't remember the 80s where flags were everywhere. Everybody's really proud of America. Rocky was coming out and beating the Russian, and
somebody thinks I'm a gypsy. Fucking hell, that's funny. I wish.
Dude, people think I'm black. I get called a coon all the time.
Oh God. Fucking, if I was a gypsy,
that'd be
I don't know. I'd probably know some I don't know. That would be kind of awesome. But yeah, I wish.
Yeah, me and you have a lot of the same thoughts. I think there's small little problems that me and you would have. My comment section though are really against us, and I like that. I like having people that completely disagree with me.
That actually, it keeps you on your toes. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I know some people hate it. The people here aren't being that horrible. I mean, honestly, I was in a chat yesterday where you were like having people saying, like fucking shoot Claire in the head, that kike and stuff, and I'm like, that's where that's not helping. That's like just noise at that point.
Yeah, see, I don't mind that stuff. I think it's kind of entertaining sometimes.
It is a little, especially when I'll like put in brackets around stupid words like. Like fuck with the chat a little, but
yeah,
to me it's mostly just noise.
Yeah. I do have one of those people that does want to talk to you, and I understand if you don't want to talk to him, but I will give you one last opportunity if you would like to.
Can we do a chat next week with this person? Like give him an actual hour or something?
Absolutely. Talk? We can do anything you want, buddy.
All right. Why don't we give him sometime like this same time, maybe next week, Because I do want to I do want to do something after this, and I don't want to be here for like 2.5 more hours. But yeah, I'll talk with someone for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe.
Absolutely.
Everything. Let me see the chat. I'm just gonna boobs, vaginas, booties. All right. What the fuck?
That's not usually my chat. How's that? And those are the ones you find.
Yeah. Well. And now let's see. He wants everyone else to be the same miserable. I don't even know. The Roman Empire had one culture for all. Carthage had a multicultural empire. Yeah, that's the thing. It's culture, and yeah, I think America used to have more of a American culture, an American ideal, and yeah, I mean that's really where shit has hit the fan. Also in Europe. In Europe, it's even worse. They say in Sweden, don't assimilate. The government says don't assimilate.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's,
they're like excited that the Swedish are going to disappear.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard people say, or I mean, we both have say the most insane things in Sweden about how they where they're basically celebrating the fact that their culture is going to go away, and it's not going to go away completely. But if I mean, what they're doing is they're opening themselves up for an ethnic conflict, and honestly,
Yeah, it's going
that's
to
what it
turn bad.
comes down to is if the people coming in don't share the culture, if they aren't willing to become part of the culture, that's where you get your big problems, and that's the problem that I think Europe is having even more than us, because honestly, um, yeah, without assimilation, yeah, you do get just everything everywhere. You get people with, like in Britain, you get these hate preachers that these imams that talk about, let's kill the Jews, kill the Shia, kill the Sunni, kill the infidel, kill the what's that sect, the Ahmadis. And yeah, you can't live with people like that in your society without the social cohesion starting to basically unravel, as that the people with those ideas become more and more of the population. I mean, then you just get into a Lebanon situation.
Yeah. Well, I have Bruno in my room just screaming about you, but Bruno, he says he'll be here next week. Leon's a stand-up
No
guy.
balls, safe space, pussy. Nigga, I gotta play some Fallout, okay? Those super mutants won't kill themselves, okay? All right, and if I can't kill them, the ghouls won't kill themselves, okay? So they gotta die, and that I planned this. So I was gonna chat for a little, kill some ghouls, kill some super mutants. Next week we can do the same thing with you in the chat, and then but I got my day planned. So who can say? Oh God.
All
Oh
right,
god,
Leon.
the chat just keeps getting better. Damn, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, we could be here a long time doing this.
Yeah. So how about next week? Invite the guy in. I'd be happy to chat again. What I need to do is honestly, I want to start chatting with more and more people.
Yeah, why'd you stop doing your YouTube channel, man?
Because I don't know. I was doing it with school, and then I went over
Yeah.
to got a couple jobs. I was working at a McDonald's for a while with 9-hour shifts every day, and that was a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. I got and that was school, and I don't know. Life just got in the way. Life happened, but I really feel like I should get back into it now. I want to do a channel where I just talk to people and kind of just
You want to be
bang
Andy
ideas
Worski?
around.
You want to be
Yeah. Oh
Andy
yeah, Andy
Worski
Worski.
Are you with me in being an enemy of Andy Worski?
Yeah, I mean,
Will you join my army in the destruction of Andy Worski?
sure. I mean, the thing is, his thing with Richard Spencer and the sex hammer, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is,
Yeah,
that was that was kind of a circle jerk. I mean, there were a lot of people that wanted to come in and
really?
make it a debate and stuff.
I have a
But
co-host that would love to talk to you. Unfortunately, she had to do something today, but
mhm.
she's a very nice person, and I think you guys would have a good conversation over something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do this again next week. The chat is getting worse. Definitely. I could take an hour and a half, maybe three to or 2, 1. What time would be best?
We'll figure it out, but you don't need to do it
Yeah,
right
we'll
now.
figure it out then.
And I will let my people know, and we will have a blood sport.
2 to
Tonka
3:30.
you stole my shit too.
Yeah. All right, sounds good.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Hasta luego.
All right, chat. That's Alex Leon. Good guy. I know you guys are going to disagree with me. Like, Cynics, how could you let him talk? How come you didn't let me on? I was going to destroy him. With a lot of people, I would have let you on, Bruno. I would have just sent you a thing and let you do your thing. But Alex is a little different. He actually is a good guy. He will come back. He is more happy. He's more than happy to talk. He's a kid, got stuff to do. And as you can tell, he was reading your toxic chat, which was fun. Always fun to do that. And he can handle it. He has no problem with it. Now, if next week this comes around and he doesn't show up, then we can have a different conversation. It's not y'all fault. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know you understand. It's for all the other people trying to be like, oh, Cynics, I thought you were for free speech. How come you just didn't let people on? You know, there's a time and place for everything. Certain people get special treatment. Good old Skittles got a wrench. He got special treatment. Danielberg, I should give you a wrench. Danielberg is a good guy. Well, what did I let him get away with anything? I think everybody's pretty good with it. All right, guys, it's been a lot of fun. I will talk to everybody later.